There's a kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. You wake up after a full night's rest and still feel off, still dragging. You got up, you got dressed, you answered the emails, the text messages, cared for the kids, showed up for the meetings, scheduled the appointments, worked the other jobs, handled the responsibilities, all as the version of you everyone is used to seeing. From the outside, you look fine, and that's part of what makes this so confusing. Because you're still functioning, still capable, still getting things done. People may even admire how much you carry. But inside, there's this quiet question you keep stepping over. Why does my life fit on paper, but feel so heavy in my body? That's what I call identity fatigue. It's the exhaustion that builds when who you are and who you've been required to be stop matching. It's why your life can look right and still feel heavy. Psychologists have actually studied this. When there's a gap between who you are, who you think you should be, and who you're becoming, your system can feel it as anxiety, guilt, discouragement, and emotional strain, even when you're doing everything right. For many high-achieving women, that gap doesn't always look like falling apart. It doesn't always look like breaking down. Sometimes it looks like being the most reliable person in the room. This series is for the woman who has adapted so well, she doesn't always know what she actually wants anymore. Your strengths became your identity. Your coping became your personality, and your roles replaced with self-connection. This is for the woman who has been strong for so long, softness feels almost suspicious. For the woman who can handle the pressure, but is starting to question whether handling it should be the goal. Over the next few videos, we're going to talk about the different ways identity fatigue can show up, because it doesn't always look the same for everyone. I've noticed that there are a few patterns people tend to fall into, and you may see yourself in one of these. Maybe you're the one on the edge of alignment. Something in you is shifting, but you don't fully have language for it yet. Or maybe you're the strong and exhausted one, the person everybody depends on while you quietly carry more than people realize. Maybe you relate to the quiet overwhelm. You're not falling apart, but your mind never fully gets to rest. Or maybe you're the over-responsible caregiver. Everyone else's needs enter the room before your own. And for some people, identity fatigue may look like being the disconnected achiever. You've built a life you once prayed for, but something in you still feels far away from it. And sometimes identity fatigue is realizing the version of you that survived may not be the version of you meant to lead now. This series is not about blaming you for how you've survived. It's about helping you notice where survival may have become your default setting. You may not even be asking for a different life. You may be asking to finally feel like yourself inside the life you've already built, to come back into it with more honesty, more room, and more of you in it.